Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to Game 6 of the Old World Challenge. This is the final game of the challenge. Whoever wins between Wickd and myself, and remember, I am leading the Vampires under Mannfred von Karstein, and Wickd is leading the Greenskins under Grimgor Ironhide, and he has brought his Troll-Squig Steamroller here. And it's going to be interesting. I knew he was going to bring this army. He brought it in every game of the tournament just for fun because it's what he's working on. And I had to think about this army, and obviously I don't think the Greenskins like taking down large units, and that's what my army focuses on. But if you haven't seen Wickd's army before, I'll introduce you to it real quick. He's got these 5 goblins up front. Grimgor is amongst them, as well as a Gobbo Big Boss, and then he's also got a Night Gobbo Shaman with some Vindictive Glare and Itchy Nuisance. He's got a Giant, 4 Trolls, 4 Squig Herds, Forest Gobbo Spider Rider, a Gobbo Wolf Rider, and I thought he had one more light cavalry. He does. It's over here. It's Durkit's Squig Hoppers. Now, I do have a Dire Wolves in the back to help deal with fast-moving cavalry. I've got 2 units of Hex Wraiths. Hex Wraiths are very good against the Greenskins, unless you come up against the Big Wah. And the Big Wah has the Fist of Gork, which can imbue magical attacks, but I didn't think that he was going to modify his army to bring the Big Wah, and so I took the risk. And by taking that risk, I also brought a Banshee, because this is a great way to support the low leadership of skeletons. My front line is Skeleton Spears because of their anti-large to help against trolls and squigs. And then I've got a Vargulf because it's armor piercing, it regenerates, it causes fear and terror. Black Coach, again, armor piercing, anti-infantry. Yes, I know there's going to be a lot of trolls and squigs, but again, this thing causes fear and terror. And then I've got a little bit of Graveguard with Great Weapon, just to have some elite infantry for those Greenskins to have to chew on, but I've put them in the back lines so that they don't get squig rolled by the initial charge. And then Mannfred is mounted on a Hellsteed, following one of the Hex Wraiths units. I did not put him on a flyer. I knew there was going to be a lot of trolls roaming around anytime he would land, and I just needed the extra cash in my army. Over here, I've got another Dire Wolf, you can see. So Mannfred's going to go on a horse. I'll just have to be careful that he doesn't get caught, pinned down by trolls so that Grimgor can get a hold of him, because if that happens, Mannfred will die pretty quickly. He's decent in melee, but not that good. So you can see here the map, there's a bit of a terrain obstruction here. Right when the battle starts off, I use my Hex Wraiths to kind of ward things off, and look, he tried to use a Vindictive Glare, but it hit his own Giant right in the butt, so he did a ton of damage to his Giant, which is very fortunate for me because I'm pretty sure that was targeted on the Banshee, and it would have caused tremendous damage to me. So my Skeleton Spears, you can see I'm using them as the fodder to take the charge. I'll then bring in reinforcements. Grimgor is going to roll right through to the Banshee. He's definitely going to beat her down pretty badly, but I don't think it's going to happen immediately. I'm going to throw my Vargulf in over here, and I'm going to start getting ready to swing Hex Wraiths into action and Mannfred. I'm just kind of letting my front lines absorb it. There comes the Wah, and again, my Graveguard with Great Weapons are going to get into this fight completely uncountercharged, which is going to be the important thing here. See, we're taking a lot of damage in certain areas. Banshee's holding out pretty well against Grimgor, keeping him busy, and then I'm going to rear charge with the Hex Wraiths because I'm trying to take advantage of the terror. I want a terror route. I've got this Vargulf in here causing terror. I've got Hex Wraiths. I bring in Mannfred, and I'm going to put some support in here. Or actually, I got hit by Itchy Nuisance. Grimgor was hoping to get me, and he darn well does here. I have to keep moving. He's going to score a hit on Mannfred, and then I'm going to have to keep moving. But I managed to get in here. I healed the Banshee to keep her alive. Mannfred's going to get on the run again. And then the Black Coach has kind of helped just hold up a line over here. And it's been helpful to me in that regard. Now, the Graveguard with Great Weapons, a little bit tougher units to crack. Again, Mannfred just narrowly escaping being captured there. Vindictive Glare after him. My Dire Wolves were getting here and able to slow down the Spider Riders. So now that Mannfred's free, I'm in good shape. Again, fortunately, it's not doing a lot of damage. It did get some kills, but the Coach is helping to hold up an entire line over here. I'm going to focus on this fight right here. Throw down the Invocation into Heck, heal up my Wraiths. I dropped a zombie in there just to cause more leadership problems. You can see over here on this flank that for me, fortunately, the Coach is doing a brilliant job of keeping a ton of units busy. This Graveguard with Great Weapons is getting beaten down. And then I'm trying to see, yeah, my other Graveguard with great weapons taking a lot of damage. But they held the line for long enough. You can see there's a lot of greenskins left here. So, a lot of greenskins left. But my 2 Hex Wraiths are both in good shape. My Direwolves can run down routing units. And then Mannfred can start dropping in zombies to add hit points to this fight. The Vindictive Glare at point blank range, but it somehow doesn't connect. I've gotten very, very fortunate, so my Banshee's going to get in after that Night Gobbo Shaman. Grimgor is over here in this fight helping to take down my infantry. I still got 1 Graveguard with great weapon, just barely alive. My Hex Wraiths are able to come in and clean up a Squig herd. Again, I'm just going to try and keep the Direwolves back to run off routing units because I don't want all the greenskin units rejoining the fight. So I've lost most of my infantry support, but I still have my Vargulfs, still have my Hex Wraiths. I'm going to start dropping zombies in, and the zombies will add the hit point sponge I need to kind of keep pounding my way through this fight. Let's zoom up close here. Vargulf fighting all these trolls, Hex Wraiths fighting the trolls, the Black Coach still alive. All these things are helping with the leadership of my units. Mannfred's going to have to steer clear of these Gobbos. I'm going to stick some zombies in there for them to stay busy with. So the zombie summons are a critical part of success with any of these armies. I do rout the Gobbo Shaman. He is terrified. And then that leaves just a few units of greenskins now. Again, you can see that the greenskin units that are fleeing away from the battle are having... Some of them are regrouped out here, but over here I was trying to keep a lot of them busy with the wolves. Not perfect for me, but I do have the Black Coach to go assist. Again, just using the Hex Race here to go for terror. You can't terrorize Grimgor. He's immune to psychology, but his trolls are not. And his giant is immune to psychology just in the sense that it can also cause terror. But look at this back here, terrified when they get hit by the Hex Race. So this Hex Race, very, very useful. The Banshee also causes terror. Some greenskin units will be coming back from this flank. Some Mannfred coming up. Just putting even more zombies into the fight, so just going to tie down these greenskins. And now you can see that even though the greenskins initially came out, it started easily winning an infantry fight. Mannfred takes a shot there, and then I get him moving. They easily win the infantry fight, but there's just... we're going to wear them down by attrition. Zombies, terror, magical units, all the kind of things that vampires need to do. Keep the Lord alive. So I needed Mannfred on something fast. Again, watch this. I'm just going to feed him a steady diet of zombies. And Hex Wraiths. It's what's for dinner, folks. So you can see here it's working out to my favor. The Gobbo Big Boss is terrified. Trolls are terrified. The only 2 units not terrified are the ones that can't be. And it just wouldn't be right if Grimgor could be terrified. That just doesn't even sound right. Yeah, these greenskins are in some big... They're in a big pile of doo-doo. And I'm able to stop the Troll-Squig Steamroller here with Mannfred. So a couple of battles, the Hex Race came in very handy, and I kind of figured my infantry would get eaten alive by greenskins, and they did. But keeping the Direwolves around was handy, just having something to roll in the background. The Hex Wraiths proved extremely useful. Like I said, the biggest, there's 2 things you got to be wary of with the greenskins when you're bringing Hex Wraiths. One is the Foot of Gork, and the other is the Fist of Gork. Foot and fist, right? Those 2 things. Now, because I didn't think he would have Big Wah, it felt like a very good pick for me, and it ended up basically being a battle winner for me. The Vargulf, as you can see too, the greenskins just weren't able to inflict enough damage to it. It was overhealing basically all the damage that was being inflicted. The Black Coach took a ton of damage, but it also dealt a lot, caused terror, and again, they just couldn't get rid of it. And so I think the greenskins not being great against large here was what I was playing against, and intentionally so. And I was also placating on the low leadership, so ethereal unit that causes terror, ethereal unit that causes terror, 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 terror. So you can kind of see, what I was going for here. So anytime that my cheap infantry might get a unit pinned, there would be a terrorizing unit in there as well. And when you get into the late game, the terrorizing units are even more terrorizing because it's really easy to rout units off of that terror. So it ended up working out for me. Love the play by Wickd, though. It was a ton of fun. I like these kind of armies where people are getting creative. And I mean, kudos to him. He played the same army through the whole tournament. So at this point, people knew what he was bringing, and he still had a pretty good performance with it, winning 2 of his 3 games. So it was fun. It was a fun challenge. I managed to win this one. Folks, what other kind of challenges do you want to see? What other kind of little mini tournaments should we do? If you want to be involved in them, come join that Discord. I will get involved in them. Sometimes you all can just join the Discord, set up one of these little mini tournaments and play it, and I'll cast it. Other times like this, I'll try and get involved. I just wanted this one to be something that we could do in one sitting. Of course, you all got to enjoy it over a few days. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Give me any ideas you got. Would love to hear it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. Hope you all enjoyed the Old World Challenge. And I guess it's Mannfred, folks, which doesn't entirely surprise me. Yeah, Mannfred and the vampires out of these factions were probably the best overall, I would think. Not to mean that the other ones couldn't, but yeah, I guess not entirely surprising in that sense. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out.